Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero of Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Crossroads, or Crossing in the Woods, actually. Crossroads is another map. This is in the south. We got here Unknownlegend. A man entombed beneath 20 feet of concrete somewhere in Europe, and still able to play the game. Fighting here for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the Panzer Division versus in the north we got VonIvan fighting for America, freedom and democracy, taking on the role here of the 5th Armored Division tasked here with clearing out those dastardly krauts. And we've got here Luftwaffe, fortifications, Firestorm versus tactical support, armor company and recon support, hello, with double infantry machine guns. Therefore for VonIvan we got a double Kugelwagen start for Unknownlegend. I see blitzes ahead here on the roads of Belgium. Obviously, I mean, Belgium looks like this. Everybody knows Belgium looks like this. Anyone who says otherwise is not from Belgium. Anyways, double rifle for VonIvan. We got troops moving westwards there. Kugelwagen down the center road there. Speeding ahead for the fatherland. Fun fact, the Waffen-SS preferred the Schwimmwagen over the Kugelwagen. That's a little fun detail there. Kugelwagen in the west is only rushed for the western fuel point there. But at the same time, the VonIvan is also pushing hard for it. So basically, eastern corner up there, no one really likes. Where everybody now sort of just casting their attention upon the western corner. Still supported Kugelwagen flank behind here as the other Kugelwagen basically draws the attention tactically there. Unknownlegend, I think, is doing reasonably well there versus VonIvan. VonIvan needs to be careful. I mean, the Kugelwagen is still surprisingly bulletproof, though again, they will be fixing that with a full balanced preview, which certainly would be nice. In the meanwhile, though, Americans on the run here as VonIvan's forces are bloodily repulsed with minimal damage there to Unknownlegend. Basically, he needs to repaint the Kugelwagen. I'm gonna paint my wagon, I'm gonna paint it brown. I don't know why, I just feel like a clown. Anyways, barbed wire going down there in the west, rifling down the west, center I mean, and the Eastern's pushing towards the east. Kugelwagen moving up the east. So we got Volkers there arriving now to support Unknownlegend's forces here, and VonIvan goes straight into recon support. VonIvan here going off the high road of the meta game into the dusty side roads filled with mud, insects, and suspicious looking salespersons. Unknownlegend meanwhile also going for something less beaten here. He's going for Luftwaffe ground forces. We got Luftwaffe versus recon support. Well, strap yourselves in. This is going to be an interesting one. In the east, we've got Volkers versus Reaction. They're fighting over the eastern viewpoint, not the western one. Why am I not obsessed with the western one myself? Double Kugelwagen swimming about like a small roaming gang of Kugelwagen gangers, and we got right from their tank with Reaction support against the double Kugelwagens. Raw force here against the Kugelwagens. Unknownlegend they're being overwhelmed by the sheer firepower that VonIvan is able to bring to bear, that the Kugelwagens can still do a nice chunk of damage there. So, big push up to center. We got forces arriving for VonIvan, and there you go on the Scout of Kugelwagen there. He could get one, and no, he gets away with the tiniest little of health and a series of boards sticking out of the back. There's something pushed back there by Volks Grenadiers. Ambulance on the way for VonIvan. Though sadly, of course, not really have helped him the people shot at the front line. So meanwhile, we got take up here for Unknownlegend. Likely could be mechanized, could be battle group headquarters, considering he could have gone for battle group headquarters sooner. I am guessing mechanized. Kugelwagens they're being fixed up. We got more Volkers on the way there for Unknownlegend. As for VonIvan, we got nothing further there as of yet. Troops reinforcing, waiting for the ambulance. And there we go. Ambulance is on the way for VonIvan. Eastern viewpoint, they're also secured here by Unknownlegend and the Panzer Division. Kugelwagen moving westwards, and looks like poor Charlie there finally had to give up and die. VonIvan pushing it east, aggressively towards east there again, perhaps realizing this is not where he wants to be. He wants to go for the east now. Sandbags going down there. Good work by Unknownlegend, preparing the battlefield ahead of time. We also know we got 3 re-echelons for VonIvan, only 2 rifle squads here. Curious as to what could lead to such a force composition there for VonIvan. And there you go, it is indeed mechanized regiment there for Unknownlegend. In the west there, we got Kugelwagen versus the re-echelon squads. The re-echelons are just getting absolutely cut to ribbons here out in the others, double Kugelwagens again. And basically these sandbags have been heavily wired off by both sides. No one will ever be able to use them for cover except some lucky bastard who gets a bit there Well, the Kuban just wrecked it a bit as well. So never mind. Points here grabbed. Pulsar pushing east with John Pioneer support here. The rifleman holding up behind light cover. But the problem is that against juniors in heavy cover. So without any sort of serious fire support there, that is a pretty much lost cause. And we can see that VonIvan takes very much the ultimate, well, decision from that and just pulls back. But he's going to need more support over here. Is he taking up? Nothing as of yet for VonIvan. He can call in Pathfinders now he wants to, but he probably... Nope, he does. He calls in the Pathfinders. Interesting. You got mines down there to help sort of slow down VonIvan's advances, capture any vehicles, and maim any infantrymen. Folks are standing about here. Looks like they might be waiting support. We got an MG-35 out there for Unknownlegend, which is so far moving westwards on its own with no real support here. Liaison's holding up here to defend the eastern fuel point. Healing reinforcement is now VonIvan is basically pushing hard west, realizing that Unknownlegend is committing most of his forces towards the east. VonIvan, I think, makes the very sharp tactical and strategic decision just to push hard west. Again, I mean, he could commit here, try and defend, but if he can try and just catch his opponent off guard with this, which obviously seems to be the better idea considering he's still a bit behind, that will probably work out better. Here we got a push for the Kopf one there, a lot of folks with this rifleman. We got riflemen from the north, engaging into full Grenadier. And the Pathfinders just sort of following up there. Makers available here for Unknownlegend, and there go calls one squad in, and it appears right here by the Kopf point. Rather than want to be cut to ribbons, rather than nuclear cap, there we go, one full squad being overwhelmed, they're close by the M1 Garand. He might be able to push the L1 back, but the Makers, I think, will have the final word, but 84-2 and a bun grenade here. Blowing apart mostly crates though. Here, they'll push up there. He's calling in the Greyhound, he's not even taking up, he's going straight for the M8 Greyhound versus Unknownlegend. How often do you see a Greyhound? Not very often. So there we go, and he could almost... Oh, he actually spent $1 good in theory, tracked an artillery barrage on the MG-34. And the thing about the INR Pathfinders is their artillery is A, really, really fast, and B, really, really accurate, and C, really, really good. It just hits, and it hits hard. It's the sort of thing that if your opponent blobs and you sort of hit the right correctly with it, you can wipe, you know, a large chunk of infantry. A unit caught off guard by it can be wiped. In that regard, and that of course is probably not something a lot of players go for, but it's also expensive. I mean, 140 munitions is expensive, but I mean, if you can aim that thing, you can do a lot of damage very fast. So we got INR Pathfinders, Greyhounds out here for VonIvan. So now the question is, will he actually be taking up, or will he just be going for something else? That is the big magical question, and so far, no sign of further take up there for VonIvan. As for Unknownlegend, how will he react to the presence of a Greyhound here, the M8? Which is also the standard reconnaissance vehicles of the Americans, superseded the Stuart actually, because, well, the Greyhound I guess was just faster, cheaper, smaller, with a lower profile to boot as well. A lot of other advantages. The Stuart was in fact shifted over to infantry support rather than reconnaissance. There you go, Greyhound moving about, it's 30 gun, getting off some hits here. He needs to be a bit careful. I mean, he can use the cannons around, but the thing is, it's not very good at the moment. So it tends not to be utilised. Unknownlegend here is responding to the Greyhound with a Puma. A schwerer Panzerbeber. And they're going to send the Incendium as they're firing away at it. It's getting too close to the Panzerfaust, and oh, shots going through there. No, he didn't get off the Panzerfaust there. Lucky for VonIvan. Lucky. Very lucky. Meanwhile, though, VonIvan is grabbing most of them back now. He's taking a lot of territory away from Unknownlegend, who's now all of a sudden the one in the defensive, in part thanks to the Greyhound, which actually I think destroyed both of his Kubelwagons, limiting a lot of Unknownlegend's mobility, but of course also pressuring his infantry nicely. So there you go, 234-2 out here for Unknownlegend. So there you go, hard work fixing up the Greyhound. Puma patrolling there. With its 15mm gun, there you go, catches the Greyhound, gets a good hit there, gets a good hit. VonIvan still not taking up there. So far riding on the... Oh, he's calling in a second Greyhound, so we got double Greyhounds versus a Puma. Hello. That's certainly getting interesting. That's certainly getting very interesting. Rather than their spotting hit using the forward observer's ability. There you go, Puma moving ahead. But actually gotten a bit too close there and get hit. Nope. Looks like VonIvan wasn't quite on it. Eastern side here, largely secure. More fighting sort of coming around here in the centre as German infantry sort of storm in. And we got a second fighting squad out here for Unknownlegend. Hitting the fuel point here behind VonIvan. How will VonIvan react to this infiltration assault there by Unknownlegend and the Panzer Division here, supported by the 2nd Fallschirmjäger Regiment. So double Greyhounds out here. Just don't see that very often. Mines down there. So there you go. Double Greyhounds with double armoured skirts. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Grabbing the centre victory point. Greyhounds moving ahead. Need to be careful. We got. Oh, he's calling it so to try and catch the Fallschirmjägers. There we go. It's almost wiping them again. Really a lot of damage, even with Unknownlegend paid attention. In the centre, we got Greyhounds heading with the fault's going to do this. Got one damage engine, but he could get a wipe there. Or not. Troops flanking behind the Greyhounds. And he's calling in a 3rd Greyhound. He's calling in a 3rd one. VonIvan has yet to take up. He's just relying on Greyhounds. Actually doing a lot of damage there to the Puma, taking it down to less than half health. But there you go. 2 Greyhounds knocked out here by the 234-2. My God, Jürgen, they keep coming. It's like they don't have any sense of self-preservation. I didn't think you were back on the Eastern Front. There you go. VonIvan here aggressively pursuing the Puma there. A smaller series of dogs hunting down the big Puma here. But in this case, looks like VonIvan might be extending his luck here. And yeah, that looks like another Greyhound down. So there you go. 3 Greyhounds down here to the Puma. A lot of damage down there to VonIvan. So many Greyhounds. Still, VonIvan is holding most of the map there, so as long as he can maintain the map control there, as Unknownlegend can do damage elsewhere, he should be able to overcome, but still, that's a lot of fuel and manpower just gone. But yeah, that last Greyhound was very much a waste of their field. We got air recons here from Unknownlegend, making good use of that ability. Very good. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Pushing up here, no munitions for grenades or anything like that. Oh, there we go, now he does. Going up their Pathfinders. He could actually try and use the decoy barrage just to sort of frighten Unknownlegend there a bit. I've just briefly thought he's going to call in another Greyhound. A 4th Greyhound to take on the Puma on its own. I don't think that would work out very well, but there you go. Pathfinder's doing some damage alongside the rifle and the Viescons. Fallschirmjägers the next target, but there you go. Quick flank there. Another Fallschirmjäger squad out here for Unknownlegend. I think he lost the other one actually to the artillery, a bit of other bits there. Rifle versus the Puma. Need to retreat, they're out in the open versus a lot of Germans with a lot of guns and a lot of firepower. VonIvan still not taking up? No, he's still not taking up there. I'm finding that a bit worrying. Despite all of the novelty and him going for an awful lot of Greyhounds, I don't think that is what you'd call sustainable. There you go. VonIvan finally choosing some kind of tech, and it's going to be the captain here versus Unknownlegend.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
U-34 there on its own. Yes, it's moving in. And the eastern side there being gained by Unknownlegend. As his men move ahead, take up their form will likely be a Schwerpunkt at the quarters. That way you can push it for medium armor versus VonIvan. There you go. VS's managed to flank the MD-34, pushing it back. VonIvan now, by the way, also could in theory call in an airdrop combat group. It would mean, of course, putting aside a lot of manpower for some time, and OD is actually planning it. He cancelled the captain. He's actually aiming now for an airdrop combat group. I mean, that would give him some paratroopers plus an anti-tank, and that way could sort of help deal with the Puma, but also just challenge Unknownlegend's infantry presence. So VonIvan is going in pretty hard there for the airdrop combat group, getting some paratroopers of his own to counter the German ones. Mines down there, we got American troops there pushing in there. Unknownlegend's position here. Well, if we can reinforce it with some more infantry, maybe the Puma could pull off. But there's a small chance of getting overwhelmed. In particular, now the folks are getting flanked and pushed back. In the west here, Fallschirmjäger is pushing back to the echelons. VonIvan is just saving up for the airdrop combat group. He's getting really close though. But again, it is 900 manpower you have to put aside, and that's really just a huge cost in itself, just having to put that aside, because it just means you're losing so much time elsewhere because you can't reinforce troops and so on there. So it is a bit expensive in that sense, a bit expensive. But he's getting there. He's getting very close. Super close. And up. So the question is, where's he going to call it in? There you go. Catching the fighter makers out there. So this power fighter there, go quick push back.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
So where is it? Oh, it's right about, yeah, right next to his base. He wasn't risking it. Cool, moving up here, bombarding. With its 500 gun, we got the infantry 4 nicely housed, making it a lot harder for VonIvan to just quickly clear out. Unless, of course, he calls in the power finders. But there you go. You got submachine gun paratroopers, you got bazooka paratroopers. So a bit of a mix there of anti-infantry and anti-tank. That'll certainly give Unknownlegend troops and his vehicles a bit of a hard time. Unknownlegend in this case will up with another infantry to help control VonIvan's troops, establishing more zones of control. There you go, big assault here, fighter makers versus paratroopers, quickly falling back there. Does not want to test those chaps, at least not on their own. Is he taking up now? Nope. Still no attempt there. We got air cons again from Unknownlegend to quickly get an idea there of VonIvan's approach and of course what he might else have in terms of tech and whatnot. Good use of the ability. Just keeping the Puma occupied. He's not recruiting the anti-tank and so far not making any overt movements to actually deal towards the Puma. Granted, it's not a huge threat to his infantry, so there's obviously no big rush for VonIvan at the moment. Of course, in theory, Unknownlegend couldn't have followed up with the Lux or something else. Nothing coming out of the Schwerpanzer quarters yet. He's lacking the fuel for it, obviously, but he couldn't have gone for Obersoldat instead of that second MG-34 there. Big push towards the east. And the west counterattack being slowly enacted there, and we got a larger assault push up through the centre. Fallschirmjäger supported by the Puma there. Here they're running past the wreckage of many Greyhounds. And there you go, he's trying to... Oh dear. Retreating again. I think he's just trying to catch Unknownlegend in a bad spot with a lot of infantry sort of chunked up, and then just trying to call in the artillery before Unknownlegend realises what's going on there. That's my guess, anyways. Still no take. I mean, he's 18 minutes into the game, and VonIvan has yet to take up. That certainly stands out a bit, but I don't think he can continue maintaining it here versus Unknownlegend. Taking out if Unknownlegend begins bringing in tanks. There you go, paired with regional support pushing up the centre here. Fallschirmjäger being pushed back there. That's being swept with 45 caliber rounds from the Thompsons. Trying to fire from the U-34, we got recent time from the front. Unknownlegend still rather defensive there versus VonIvan. He's still slowly doing better, but he's still not really got a lot of the good points. And I mean, he's largely just dealing with infantry. We've got another Fallschirmjäger squad out here now for Unknownlegend. He's up to 3 Fallschirmjäger squads. No Obersoldat whatsoever, just all Fallschirmjägers. Bazooka team going after the Puma there. Puma in a bit of an awkward position actually, which makes it a bit hard for him to easily get away. We got the Schwerpanzer squad providing support in east. We got grenade off, pushing back the riflemen there. And the MG-34 there close being bombed out by the rear echelons because it's been occupied with the riflemen in heavy cover. Push up here, follows the call out near. We got the Pathfinders there, Vexing 2 by the way. Killing Germans as they go. Oh, he got the MG-34. Oh yeah, that's bad for Unknownlegend. That is really bad. He even chose the wrong door. There is a back door in that house.
A capture point is under attack.
Fallschirmjäger attaching forts there. Anti-tank and recruit. VonIvan, by the way, 20 minutes into the game and he's not tagged up in the slightest. It's starting to become a real point of worry there. I mean, Unknownlegend can soon go for the Panzer IV, which could put VonIvan in a bit of a bind if well utilised. Moving ahead, securing points. 3 Fallschirmjäger squads. Paired to attacking to the Fallschirmjäger here. Bit close here. Overall, no real chance. We can see there Unknownlegend just quick retreats, knowing he just wastes manpower. Maybe losing an entire squad, which would be quite the cost for him. Got one squad pushing it. They've got an infantry to cover the cut-off point there, and that leaves Unknownlegend with only one way, and that is back to base. He's very close to another Panzer, or we're calling in a Panzer IV. As for VonIvan, he's still not taking out. And you've had 14 with the Patriots, they're pinning them down to the ground like insects in the centre. Fallschirmjäger, there we go, on the run as one squad that's left behind to basically cover the retreat before they themselves would be forced away. And here falls versus the echelons. There we go, Panzer IV for Unknownlegend and the Panzer layout, Panzer IV. We got a strike called in, and then you've had 4, and he barely gets away. Having just a bit slower than that would have been that MG34 gone. Bazooka team though completely failed to hit the Puma. Right here, Reasons versus Fultz Grenadiers. And a Panzer IV almost down there for Unknownlegend. Continued pressure. Veterans the 3 for the Fultz Grenadiers. And there go quick one-hand grenades straight into the midst of the Yankee force. Need to retreat the Fultz Grenadiers. Panzer IV almost down there for Unknownlegend. Got the Puma moving ahead. Moving westwards there. Gauging the Patriots there, they don't really stand much of a chance. Will VonIvan take because of this? Now, yes indeed, we got the Captain away. So the Panzer IV, they basically forced VonIvan's hand. In that regard, he was helped. He was able to control the fuel a lot better than Unknownlegend here up to the mid-game point. At which point he could just delay the tech himself because he didn't particularly need it. It's only now that, you know, Unknownlegend actually has a Panzer IV on the field that VonIvan is sort of threatened sufficiently to actually take up here. They could easily take that and go on for a tank by now, I would say. Panzer IV, they're pulling away from the west there, pretty much on its own. It can have some damage, but overall its impact could be limited. Of course, easily disabled and knocked out. So overall, that was not a long-term good idea. And moving towards the east, I think is overall the much more sensible idea there for Unknownlegend. Sandbags destroyed there by the mighty Panzerkampfwagen. The Americans, less so. A few losses inflicted there, but overall, nothing too serious there for VonIvan. Nothing you can't absorb at this stage of the fight. There you go, Major on the way. Could rush it by using the Captain here, but VonIvan seems less than interested. Doesn't know or doesn't care. Or forgot about it, who knows. And with there being shot to bits here by the Fallschirmjägers. And, yeah. Plus they're fighting against the Bazooka team there. We got the Panzer IV, the Puma moving westwards. They support the Fallschirmjägers. Got to push into the west and a bit up east as well here. Rafting a bit on them versus Fallschirmjägers. The Fallschirmjägers are negative cover. Panzer IV on the fire there from the anti-tank on the M1. 57mm. Almost got the Bazooka team, but not quite. Bazooka team there. Cap in this case, opening up on the Puma a bit as well. And there you go, Fallschirmjägers need to pop a grenade there against the Ravens. Really have a chance there, I think. If not, he's going to actually lose. And there you go, quick about to Ladnung. VonIvan quickly bails out. And gets into the house instead. Here in the west egg, paratroopers being cut to ribbons out in the open. Oh, nice hit, nice reactions to the Rifleman with the Panzer IV. Certainly guarding his troops there a bit. Anti-tank not get. Oh, there we go, actually getting closer. We just got the Pathfinders basically acting as observers for anti-tank weapons and the likes. And there you go, Rifleman finally repulsed there in the east, allowing Unknownlegend to at least gain that. Something got wiped there. Looks like a rifle squad actually bit the dust and actually means its west side is actually quite open as there's nothing to halt the remaining Fallschirmjäger squad. His Panzer IV though is pulling back for repairs here for the time being. And back here, troops reinforcing healing. Puma more or less good to go. He could consider some repair pioneers here. Of course, could try and rush out another Panzer IV, which point he could delay those. Up here, healing reinforcement. No sign of tanks. Of course, he could be planning a Jackson tank to sort of that way more directly counter the Panzer IV, and he does so. Not really feeling a need for the Sherman. Another option for an army pilot to consider is, going for weapon racks and adding some BARs to his riflemen and his rear echelons. In fact, VonIvan is now, I think, almost used the entire doctrine. The only thing he hasn't utilised is the recon sweep. Comparatively, Unknownlegend has used the reconnaissance pass and the Fallschirmjäger. There's been no heavy fortifications, no trenches, no nothing, and certainly no valiant assault or any airborne assault as of yet. Moving ahead, they're slightly flanking the MD-34, and you can see that causes VonIvan to pull it back. And Fallschirmjägers following up for Germany. Quick Gebaldeladung there. Basically a series of grenade warheads bundled around a regular grenade. It was initially used in World War I as an anti-tank weapon. It was also initially used in World War II, but of course also works quite well versus other not so tanky targets. Pairs are charging straight to the fight, and the fault of that is turning out to be quite a bloody mess there for VonIvan. His men are dropping like very expensive flies. And whoa, double retreat there might have been an accident there by Unknownlegend. Catching here the Jackson there with his Fallschirmjäger and his Puma, but doesn't get off a Panzer IV, allowing the Jackson to get away there rather safely. Always got to sit upon it with the Panzer IV and the Puma probably knocked out. And there you go, Jackson lands a good hit there on the Puma tank armoured car, almost knocking it out. Right now, the chance I think for Unknownlegend sort of landing a really good devastating hit there versus VonIvan, who's already got to an extent more infantry than him. So if you can get some wipes there, he could do well. He's also calling in an awful lot of Fallschirmjägers. I think he's with 4 Fallschirmjäger squads getting too many out. That is definitely feel too many Fallschirmjägers. I mean, that's a lot of manpower. That'll be a lot of manpower bleed. Unknownlegend will suffer from if you're not careful. He got a reasonable squad to defend the fuel point there, but long term, I don't think that is very sustainable unless he really just gets very, very, very clever with the Fallschirmjäger. Hang on, cat break. Cat wanted to go outside. You can get quite noisy if you don't let him outside very quickly. Overall, though, VonIvan maintains in strong map again. He's got a lot of infantry, he's got a lot of upgraded infantry, plus of course support weapons that does do a lot there versus Unknownlegend. But there's also just how VonIvan handles them, which to an extent is sort of more coordinated at times I think than Unknownlegend. MD-34 defending the eastern fuel point. Got the Jackson moving back in. Troops already being pinned down, stalling there really. I think Unknownlegend is assault down here. We got the Puma, the Panzer IV together. Jackson being hit, they're perhaps a bit too far. Landing a good hit there. Jackson shoots, hits the Puma. Panzer IV lands good on the rifle. Fights with his advancing paratroopers. Unit wiped out somewhere. Might have been hard to say where it got it wiped out, but he lost the unit there. He's in fact down to just one rear echelon squad by now here versus Unknownlegend and the Panzer Division. Oh, he lost the Pathfinders. He actually calls in another Pathfinder squad, so he actually wants them. Still, partly of course I imagine, or most have imagined, for the artillery barrage ability, which is still pretty good. He could also go for some Sherman tanks, that would sort of pressure Unknownlegend with more armor, and Unknownlegend could at this point go for a Panzer IV, or could try saving up for a Panther. I think either of those could be viable options. He just needs to work, I think, his Panzer IV better with his infantry, which I do feel like is perhaps Unknownlegend's slightly weaker spot here. Machine gun there left to its own devices in the centre as the Panzer IV engages, supported here by a Fallschirmjäger squad, quickly moving up behind. He's actually popping up blend cover just in case there's something else spotting ahead. And here in the east we got the Captain versus full Scandinavians, Veteran 5 versus Veteran 1. Anti-tank and paired for the game ready to storm the centre through the smoke. Very noxious, not very healthy smoke. And there you go, straight into the fighting makers waiting on the other end of it. There you go, the quick pineapple grenade falls back here, avoiding death by fragmentation. And there you go, quick bomb grenade in return. And oh! Almost got a full wipe. In this case, they couldn't quite didn't pursue fast enough, so the one man gets away, a survivor, who will remember his fallen comrades and will attempt to avenge them. Troops they're getting blasted there by Panzer IV and Puma. We got the Jackson on the landing, good hit in the Panzer IV, which gains Veteran 2. Take out Unknownlegend. It looks like he's going to basically now try and play for a King Tiger rather than pushing for more armor right away. I mean, he's got a Puma, he's got a Panzer IV. In theory, he can sort of maintain it, but I'd probably consider another tank first before aiming for the heavy tank. There's the COH2.
Battle damage estimates show the enemy at 300 points.
Forces moving up the eastern side there, taking away as much of VonIvan's territory as he can, getting trying to flank behind. Fighter makers need to cover up, bunching up too close to them. I mean, you know, there's the machine gun out there, but in theory, if VonIvan were to get an artillery piece, he could also punish Unknownlegend's, you know, fighter maker blob quite aggressive, and it's starting to get a bit blobby there. Another blend cover here, landing this time on the machine gun crew, catching it there in some very unhealthy stuff. And the Major here himself now victim to the burst of the fighter makers, almost getting wiped, but getting away with a tiny, tiny slip of health. Got one Veteran 3 fighter makers walk there by the way. Pathfinder still hiding behind that tree. Pathfinder tree. There you go, Petra was a double fighter makers. Got a quick pan up grenade attempted here. Uses the grenade let's approach it. He could. Well, he's going to go for it here. In this case, I wouldn't recommend it out in the open. This is double fighter makers with low health and no numbers. That was, I think, tactically not very good. That was a tactically unsound assault. And there you go. Cost VonIvan the fighter make or the paratroopers. I mean, there's a time for it and there's a time not for it. When you're low on health, low on numbers, and you're up against, you know, units with a lot more traumatic weapons, an ability like that will prove very unhealthy. So he's going to push on for the cough point there. VonIvan trying in a sticky situation. Still, no additional armor here for VonIvan. Oh, artillery strike called in somewhere, and they go in the fighter maker squad, wiping it entirely there before Unknownlegend had time to get out of there. So that's 140 munitions for 440 manpower. I'd say that's a reasonably good trait there for VonIvan. And the 5th Armoured Division, we've got the Puma Panzer IV moving eastwards. Troops being pushed back in the centre by a lot of riflemen, anti-tank and hanging back. They're waiting for something to do. Battle Group headquarters up there for Unknownlegend, and he's not too far off there from a King Tiger. Captain Elton right up with the Panzer IV. We also got the Puma striking in. Almost got the bastard there, almost. And there we go, Captain is wiped. It's going to hurt VonIvan a bit. There's an Olson again bleeding out very heavily there versus Unknownlegend. All those fighter makers again, while themselves expensive, can also well handle, as you can see, have quite an impact on your opponent. Just moving it there, shoots and bounces all the Panzer IV's front line. A bit unfortunate there for VonIvan. Another to the strike here, and he catches another unit and wipes it. This time a Sturm Pioneer squad suffered the wrath of VonIvan's Pathfinders. And we go, Jackson Lancer got hit into the Panzer IV. Panzer IV almost getting a reasonable squad. 30 kills by the way there for the fatherland, Germany. And there you go, you got HVAC rounds increasing the damage and the penetration done per shot there for VonIvan's tank. So that could be bad news for the Panzer IV. Puma Nebuff said, look, pull it back further. He doesn't know it. Oh, there you go, goes in. Gets the Panzer IV, leaving now Unknownlegend without a Panzer. He goes for the King Tiger. Jackson pulling back their slip of health itself. But the Puma is with a damage engine and so cannot pursue and finish it off. Sensor assault there also failed for Unknownlegend versus VonIvan. Looks like VonIvan has managed to turn the tides again. There he was on the defense. They're suffering quite a few losses there to Unknownlegend, but with the loss of the Panzer IV plus getting several wipes, they're using the Iron R Pathfinders. Unknownlegend has suddenly lost a lot of momentum and steam there. And we got a Sherman away there for VonIvan, bringing up some tanks to support the troops at the front line. But yeah, Unknownlegend here, very much focused on the King Tiger, which means it can't even easily go for the repair pioneers or Sturm pioneers because they're going to delay the King Tiger significantly. So his Puma just basically stuck there waiting for someone to come fix it. Which reminds me, apparently just recently here in France they found a Tiger tank engine, apparently new, that is by the time it sort of arrived in France, in a barn that apparently just been locked there since the war. Apparently there'd been a tank repair workshop and they just, you know, forgotten about it. And they just now got unlocked and they just sort of, hey, there's a Tiger tank engine. So that's a little sort of fun historical note there. More reconnaissance there from Unknownlegend. Again, he tries to ascertain VonIvan's situation and, you know, what he could maybe do against it, while he is buying time for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. Big push. He actually uses Valiant Assault there, so he's actually now used 3 out of 5 abilities. VonIvan is still at 4 out of 5. Valiant Assault with dust boost Unknownlegend troops there quite aggressively. There you go, catching the anti-tank gun, but there's an MD-34 on the way, so pretty much his assault there through the centre. The main component is pretty much assaulted here by a single machine gun, by the way, Veteran 3 already. That is pretty bad there for Unknownlegend. That's a lot of munition that doesn't do too much. Didn't even get the anti-tank gun, leaving him in a pretty awkward spot. Troops being pinned down there. There you go, forced to wait, but there you go. King Tiger arrives there for Unknownlegend. Panzer has received some Schwerer Panzerunterstützung. And got another test strike. He tried to catch all of the units on retreat. That was a very greedy attempt there for VonIvan. Had it paid off, though, that would have been GG right on the spot, I think. I mean, just losing all the infantry, I think, would have been something even the King Tiger could not, I think, bounce back Unknownlegend from. Also seems like he's a bit unsure where he wants to direct it. He's also got the Puma fixed up, so it looks like he did go for repair pioneers there. Tank destroys Sherman, some bazookas and a tank out there versus a bunch of infantry supported by a King Tiger and a Puma. So if Unknownlegend can utilize his troops and armor vehicle correctly, he should have a good chance there to still win the game versus VonIvan. But if he makes a mistake, that could very well be VonIvan's win. The Suga team against the King Tiger, shots bouncing off the thick sloped armor of the Königstiger. Half the unit wiped. Also, fun fact about the King Tiger, there's a common misconception that the turrets were sort of made by Henschel or Porsche, and with the first one being made by Porsche, the second one Henschel. The thing is, that wasn't really the case. Both turrets were actually made by Krupp, which also handled the gun. In fact, Porsche was never in consideration for even having anything to do with the tank. The chassis itself was handled by Henschel, turret was handled alongside the gun by Krupp. Little fun fact there. In fact, there was a lot more issue going on there with Krupp and the Megas of the Flak 88 than there was between Henschel and Porsche. There you go, 5 attacking MD-34 and could wipe it there. Shots there going off the King Tiger's frontal armor. Several armor pieces have been utilised there. And there you go, Unknownlegend delivering a lot of damage there to VonIvan. Bit push through here. Pulling back the King Tiger for needed repairs. He should probably consider some additional Sturm pioneers just to speed up the repairs so we can get it back fast into the fight. I think there's going to be a primary sort of chance there for Unknownlegend to winning this. You could also consider grabbing back the MD-34 with some focus gun ideas. We've got some salvaging going on here, grabbing the anti-tank gun for extra resources. So there you go, back at base, King Tiger being repaired here.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
And there you go, both fights make a retreat in the face of the Sherman and a lot of infantry. Unknownlegend here taking no chances with them. They're too expensive to replace at this point. For very obvious reasons. King Tiger there still being repaired. There's Rheinmetall there. Rheinmetall, Borsig and Krupp that was sort of in competition over the turret. Actually not even so, it's the gun itself. Krupp also wanted to make the gun, but Rheinmetall Borsig was also offering their own one. In fact, it got so badly out of hand they had to get the Minister, I think, of Armament to sort of step in to sort of tell them to knock it off. King Tiger almost good to go, but meanwhile though, VonIvan is pushing back Unknownlegend across the field, securing the victory points away from Unknownlegend and the Panzerdivision. Sturmpioniere almost down there to assist with the repairs. Good work. And we got another Sherman away there for VonIvan, now really sort of bringing up the tanks. There you go. King Tiger good to go. Another he cancels the Sherman for Jackson. With the King Tiger on the field, that certainly makes a lot of sense. Certainly much more easy just to bring a lot of damage down on. There you go, almost got the Infantry for the artillery strike. Fantasy is caught out in the open. They're easy targets, no real way to hide except trying to pull back here behind the tree line or retreat. There you go, devastating hit by the Sherman. Fantasy is just dropping like sacks of clown shoes. And there you go, Parrot was on the fire here from the King Tiger. So that was a huge blow there to Unknownlegend's infantry component. Stian Pioneers there under fire from the Sherman, almost wiped out his world. King Tiger moving ahead. He's being very cautious with it, which I don't think is actually helping him at all. I mean, he needs to be more aggressive. He needs to try to catch VonIvan off guard and deliver as much damage as can with it. But the problem is, he's too afraid to lose it, which is ironically hurting him more than it's helping him. Because while of course he doesn't want to lose it, he can't afford not to do anything with it either. That's sort of the big dilemma here. He can't afford to lose it, but he can't afford to just sit about with it either, because then he might as well have lost it, because in both situations it's not doing anything to VonIvan. So that is looking pretty bad there for Unknownlegend if he doesn't sort of rectify his approach there. He's down to 106 there versus VonIvan's 174. There you go, getting flanked there, getting flanked by the Jackson. Using the Pathfinders, I believe, there to spot ahead. Very good by VonIvan. Actually, never thought about that, but that's pretty neat. There we go, Vetri 3 bar. You can actually use 8 rep rounds for increased damage. Jackson, Sherman there going for. There you go, Puma down, Bazooka hits there. There you go, King Tiger another hit. Oh, he's going to push it. Looks, there seems to be sort of a dilemma here, but again, or another one. He just can't seem to decide what to do at the moment. He's just paralysed by inaction here due to the way VonIvan is just sort of rolling ahead here. We got another valiant assault here, a last desperate gambit by Unknownlegend. The question is what it's supposed to achieve. What is it supposed to achieve? Seems to be the big question here. Slightly pushes back some of VonIvan's troops, but that's about it. MG-34 in the lot of trouble with the Sherman. King Tiger getting pushed up. These again unrepaired. He doesn't have time for that. He's quickly bleeding out of victory points. And repair times have now been lost for Unknownlegend. Quick hit there on the Bazooka team, but there you go. King Tiger taking more hits, almost knocked out there. Nice hit there. Another Bazooka hit actually goes through. Foxman is flanking in. 84 still left here for Unknownlegend. Troops push back there. Foxman is showing this a bit of cover up there as well. But he's just getting nowhere versus VonIvan. Absolutely nowhere. In the centre, we've got the MG-34 there, pinning down the Fallschirmjägers. And the east, another push here, but there's got the Sherman waiting there forward, plus the major contesting the point. Pretty much preventing Unknownlegend. There you go. Unknownlegend surrenders. A loss here for the German army. A victory for America, freedom, democracy, and Recon Support Company. You rarely see that, but I would say he actually made pretty good use of it. The only thing he didn't use was Recon Sweep, and well, to an extent he didn't need it. I mean, in fact, Recon Sweep was probably superfluous in the doctrine, and would in a later revision, if they would get around to revising their companies, probably stand to a place for something that actually sort of fits better, or sort of adds more to the doctrine. Unknownlegend, they also did some work there, but ultimately never quite enough. Then overall, he was also never quite as focused, never quite as driven as VonIvan. Again, tactically, never quite as well caught up. I mean, he got to a certain point, but he never then was able to quite follow up with it. I think he also went too many Fallschirmjägers, but also I think a lack of flanking, a lack of manoeuvring in that regard. VonIvan just was able to much more sharply just shift attention and priorities compared to Unknownlegend, then increasingly just sort of staggered after VonIvan, who kept setting the pace. He kept sort of determining the tempo of the match, and that meant Unknownlegend was a lot less sure-footed, overall giving VonIvan the sort of long-term advantage, slowly grounding him down. In the King Tiger obviously was sort of the final nail in the coffin. Had he gone from armor faster, he probably could have taken advantage away from VonIvan, but because he waited for the King Tiger and then was afraid to lose it, I mean, he basically just paralyzed himself with no real ability to do anything. So, I mean, really well played there for VonIvan. Unknownlegend certainly also did his best, but in this case wasn't quite able to catch up with VonIvan. So there you go, and sort of stat-wise, again, some ask for it. Damage-wise, actually pretty close. Kills-wise, Unknownlegend did a lot more killing, but ultimately that didn't quite really matter. And army value-wise, obviously, sort of And you can sort of see there how VonIvan in many cases was sort of slowly getting ahead there of his opponent, in particular resource flow-wise. There's probably a bit more so well there, so there you go. Anyways, thank you all for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you didn't, subscribe, like, share, and comment on it. If you, of course, like what I do on a daily basis, do consider supporting it via PayPal or Patreon. Links are in the video description, so if you can afford a bit, do consider it, as this is kind of what I do for my living. Anyways, thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Cheers!